Hey there, before I start, just a quick reminder that you can now find me on both Twitch and YouTube under the username WheatleyT. Starting off tonight with 3 deaths, 170 total kills, 9 human kills, and 161 of those 170 were obviously NPC kills. Now, due to a YouTube comment of me always using the fixed pulse laser, I decided to switch out for something else. Unfortunately, Eranin didn't have much of a choice, so I went to the Bootis system. I bought a gimballed pulse laser, well, 2 actually, and look at those beauties. And then eventually, after not finding much action there, I headed back to the Eranin system again, and to my trusty federal distress signal, just by the Eranin 2 planet, where there's a big ship that's being attacked by a lot of smaller ships with a lot of other smaller ships defending it. You move to the screen on the right side, like I will in a moment, and you select your side on the Functions tab. And I've sided with the Federation, and now I have some enemy targets, which are the red blips on the scanner. And just a quick reminder, I'm in the Sidewinder, which is at the present time the starter ship, so it's essentially the lowest level ship that you can get. Basically, someone asked me to use some different guns, and I've had other people ask me how the gimbal weapons actually work. Essentially, it just makes it easier to aim. You know, rather than having to point my ship in the exact direction like I have had to before, you point them in the vague direction, and the auto-targeting does the rest. I was only able to find, because I didn't really look anywhere else, Class 1 gimballed pulse lasers, but these guys still do the job when they're both actually firing. You'll see later I actually take some ship damage. One of them consistently gets damaged, and I end up with only one firing at a time, which made things a little bit difficult. But anyway, as you can see, I've got stuck straight into the combat here. The AI seem really on it tonight. You know, it's nights like this where I think that Frontier have done something to tune the AI to a particular player's instance. You know, possibly by the amount of kills that I have when I try to go to the federal distress signal, I'm perhaps putting one that reflects how many kills I have. Because these guys were a bit more of a challenge than they were last night. That's my shields down, hull down to 82%, and it was at this point that I figured out the disadvantage of having Class 1s fitted rather than Class 2s. With those head-to-head situations like I was in then, in a head-to-head situation I would always hit anyway, so the fact that these are gimballed makes no difference. But what does make a difference is the class of the weapon. With it being a Class 1, I obviously didn't have as much power to take down his shields and take down his hull before he took down my shields. You know, it's as simple as that. So basically, I realised at this point that tonight head-to-head situations were going to be very bad. So you will see me more than I have done in you know, previous nights. If an enemy is kind of facing towards me in any way, or I think that they could quite easily go head-to-head with me, you'll see me try to kind of thrust to the side, or thrust behind them, so that you know, I'm not in a head-to-head situation with these guys. Like There I was actually quite wary of firing on this guy, but he started to fire on someone else, so figured it was safe to open fire because he would take a little bit of time to move off them onto me. This guy is obviously focused on the large ship, so I figured I would open fire again, and there you go. I've got notification now that my pulse laser has a control failure. So I was in another head-to-head situation there with the guy that I wasn't able to take down. I'm not the kind of guy, you know, the reason why I've been using the fixed lasers is because it's actually a bit more fun for me. Switching to the gimbal lasers, it's a lot more easy. You know, one of the reasons why I'm still here fighting and I haven't gone and actually fixed my ship straight away as soon as I get down to 82% hull, which I'm still on, is because I like a challenge. You know, I don't like an easy game, and that's why I bought Elite Dangerous, is because I don't like an easy game. It's far better to beat a difficult game than it is to get the immediate gratification that most games give you, because those games are so damn boring. You know, once you beat them, that's it. Whereas with Elite, you know, you're going to be challenged for a long, long time. Now, I had noticed on the scanner that there was an orange hollow triangle. He's currently at the bottom right, below me on the scanner. What that is a player who hasn't yet selected a side. Oh, I don't know if you can notice, but you can see my shadow on the ship there. That was quite cool. I knew that that human player, which is what that hollow triangle is, would see me, had probably been watching who I was firing at, and would probably select the opposite side on purpose. So I actually flew through the ship there. I'm trying to use the element of surprise with this guy, I'm basically figuring I want to be the opposite side to the ship, because he's following me, trying to figure out where the hell I'm going. I actually thought that was him at first, but this is him, and he's in the Eagle, which is a much better ship than I have. If he was actually firing on me, he could kill me no problem, but I think I caught him by surprise perhaps, and it was really easy to take him down. You know, he didn't really fire at me. His first reaction was, oh my god, he's firing at me, I should kind of listfully run away. And you know, that obviously just left him exposed, you know, because he couldn't run away through the ship. He had to run away the way that I could see him, and obviously continue firing at him. Sorry if I'm talking a bit fast tonight. I had a good night in Elite Dangerous, and it's actually a little bit earlier than I normally stop playing, so I'm not half asleep tonight like I normally am when I do the voiceovers. But anyway, that's it's always good to get a human kill. I'm not really the sort of player who will go out and just kill a player, you know, for no reason. But if they have a bounty, or they selected the opposite side in an area like this, and they're fighting for the Eranin forces while I'm fighting for the Federals, then they're fair game. You know, I don't care if they're red. I'm going to kill them. And that's what happened with that guy, and it's great to get a kill that early. The pulse laser, which is firing right now, it's doing that by itself. There's nothing that I can do to control it when it decides to malfunction like that. It's just part of it being damaged, really. And it makes it interesting, you know, the combat when you are there in a ship with damage like that, because you don't, you know, once you've taken down your shields, you don't really know what equipment is, you know, damaged. You can look in the right screen and you can see kind of a percentage, but you don't really know what ways Frontier have designed the game that a specific thing will you know, work or not work or anything like that. With this pulse laser, it's really varied. You know, there's times when I was pulling the trigger and it wasn't firing. There's times when I wasn't pulling the trigger and it was firing. And you know, then there's times when, you know, it would just keep firing every so often, and it would just take down the energy that I was trying to save up to mount an attack. So it's really interesting coping in a combat situation, you know, with that kind of damage engine. You know, I'm really impressed with that. Obviously, the standard combat against the NPCs, you know, is going pretty well. I really would like to get, you know, if I continue using Gimballed Lasers, I would definitely need Class 2 or better. It's just, you know, when you're in a Sidewinder facing other Sidewinders, you know, they can laterally thrust as fast as you can. They will quite often have more power to the engines than I have, and it just makes it difficult for me to not be in a head-to-head situation. And like I said, being in a head-to-head situation with Class 1s, I'm quite likely to lose out. But as you can see right now, when I'm not in a head-to-head, I'm killing these guys real quick because I'm really never missing. Just have to keep my ship pointed in the same vague direction, and you have to be smooth. It's almost like weight transfer. You know, I work for a developer of racing sims, and the easiest way that I can explain weight transfer is that if you are going down a straight and then you go into a right-hand turn, the weight of the car wants to carry on straight when you start turning into the corner. And you know, basically what happens when you continue turning around the corner is that the weight of the car obviously can't keep going straight, but what the weight does is it sits on the left side of the car when you're going around a right-hand turn. And then, you know, if you go around the left-hand turn straight after that, the weight then has to move from the left-hand side because of the right-hand turn to the right-hand side because of the left-hand turn. And it seems that Gimballed Lasers, if you're not smooth in the same way that you have to be with a racing simulation with the steering wheel, you can kind of throw them off target. That's actually really cool as well. You know, it's like it's taking account of the inertia and the forces that are the directional force that you have your ship in. You know, if you suddenly change direction, it's like the gimbal turrets need time to turn, and you know, because they want to keep going where the ship was going. But you know, when you get used to little kind of fluid feelings like that, it feels really fantastic. I hope that racing sim stuff made sense. You know, if it doesn't make sense, just listen to it a couple of times and hopefully it will.
Target destroyed.
that was a good example of where I didn't want to be head-to-head with that guy, so I made sure I wasn't. And then here, you know, I'm firing into the cockpit and trying to land every single hit I can, really. And almost trying to keep him close too, you know, I don't want him to get too far away, because then they can simply fly away from me, turn around, and then I'm in a head-to-head. Here too, I think I probably wait a little bit, yeah, and now I'm actually thrusting downwards to give myself more of an angle. And by the time he actually landed a hit on me, his shields were already down. But my pulse laser has decided this is a opportune moment to start firing by itself. And this is what I mean about the NPCs tonight. You know, some of the maneuvers tonight were fantastic, and I haven't really experienced some of these maneuvers before. So, yeah, I do wonder if there is varying difficulty within the same zone, or there's varying difficulty based on the highest ranked player who's there, the lowest ranked player who's there, something of that sort. You know, it's tough to tell, but this is definitely a lot more interesting for me than the last night I played. You know, I really enjoyed tonight a lot, even though I was playing with Gimballed Lasers that, as I said, you know, they're not, they don't feel like as much of a challenge. But the NPCs made up for that, if you get what I mean. If it had been the NPCs from the last time I played versus me with Gimballed Lasers, then no. And then here, human player in an eagle, and I believe it's the same guy that I killed last time. And unfortunately, he made the decision of choosing the opposite side to me again. Or the same side that he had chosen before, and I don't think he ever even noticed that I was stalking him here. Like, he's literally facing towards me now, and his shields are already down, and he obviously doesn't know, or the eagle maybe isn't even capable, because I didn't like it, for kind of lateral thrusting. Like, I'm thrusting downwards here, and it's a hell of a lot easier to laterally thrust in a Sidewinder than it is in an eagle. And I think I only lost 2% hull there. I lost my shields and 2% hull with almost like a head-to-head battle with an eagle, but I don't think he can have been using, you know, gimballed lasers. I think he must have been using fixed, because as soon as I started to move while firing, he wasn't able to track me and fire and hit me. So, just one of those things, I guess. So anyway, night's still going well here. Great moment while I'm in a head-to-head situation for my pulse laser to decide to be annoying, but worked out that time. Getting to the point now though where I'm thinking, you know, this is probably going to cost me big time. So I know that at some point I need to go and get this fixed, and probably pretty soon. I don't know if you saw there, but I was on 197 kills at this point, so getting close to breaking 200, which is pretty good. That might actually be... I wonder if that's the highest number of kills that I've ever actually had before they reset at any point. Yeah, I think it might be. It's just so funny too when the timing of the lasers is even out, where, you know, you just they're almost firing whenever the hell they want to.
Target shields offline.
And there's a malfunction, so
Under attack.
the left laser again.
Target destroyed.
Couple more kills, and then I was thinking at this point I'll head back to the station and get this ship fixed.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
Head to head again now, and for some reason he decided to break off his attack on me and start firing at someone else. Okay, I've put all my power to my engines now, and boosting away, going to head back to the station. That's my guns tucked away. And as I was closing in on the station here, I got interdicted, which, if you don't know, is a naval term, and
Authorized.
a lot of blips there, so I selected one so I could see what it was, saw it was an eagle, and just basically headed towards the station, full power to engines, and start boosting away. My intention is to run away, and they've scanned me.
Warning. Detecting hostile scan. Drive charging.
Unable to get enough distance to start my super cruise, and there we go. I have a 200 credit bounty for stolen goods. So I don't know if you remember, but in my last video I picked up an item after I had killed a human player. I picked up his cargo and I had forgotten to sell it. So I was still flying around with those stolen goods, and the way that it works in Elite Dangerous, and the way that it works in real life really, is that if you didn't buy it, it's not yours. You know, if you find it, or if you know, you kill someone and take it, you've stolen it. You know, if you find an iPhone on the street and you pick it up, it's definitely not finders keepers. You've stolen that phone. You know, that's how real life works, and that's how Elite Dangerous works. So the fact that I just forgot to sell those stolen items before I had a bounty is just a little bit annoying, but at least it gives me an opportunity to show that to you in a video, and show you that that there are police hanging around that will scan you, see that you have stolen goods, and are willing to do something about it. And if a human player had caught me before I got into the station, he could have killed me for my 200 credit bounty. Now here I went to a black market to sell this hydrogen fuels canister. Got some money for that, and this is me clearing my bounty, which cost me 300 credits for a 200 credit bounty, I think it was, and repairing my ship. And, sorry, that was repairing modules and then repairing the ship. Just checking out the price of the Cobra again, and drooling at the thought of having one.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
And out we go. If you're interested, I haven't seen any Elite Dangerous news from E3 yet. If there's anything released that I thought people might have missed, because I follow most of the staff that are there on Twitter and everything, so I'll try to mention anything the next time I post a game video, and if there's like a screenshot released, I'll post the screenshot in my video so you can see it. But anyway, I'm back at the Federal Distress Signal now, and as I come back into this area here, I am currently on 200 kills, a nice 200 even. This guy's already got his shields down and most of his hull, so a nice easy kill. That guy there, I figured he was too close to be much of a danger going head to head, and exactly as I thought really, the first thing he did was to try to kind of run away, and that just exposed him, or basically exposed his larger side to me.
Target shields offline.
Here I used the ship as a defense because I knew that this guy was coming in for a head-to-head contact, and I was worried that he would be able to really damage me, which he actually is doing. That's my shields down, and unfortunately I'm all the way back to where I was with damage. I think before I went for repairs I was on 82%, and I'm now on 84 again. So I may as well have just stayed here and kept fighting rather than going for repairs, because I'm sure now I have some kind of system problem. But what can you do? This guy here I felt pretty safe attacking because he was being fired on by others. And here, look at the friendlies swarming around here. I'm trying to be careful not to hit them.
Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Warning, under attack.
And there we go.
Offline.
Pulse laser malfunction again. And obviously with these NPCs in Sidewinders, you know, they're so maneuverable. It's really difficult sometimes to keep them in front, and he was literally able to do a full loop before I was even, you know, even able to get him back in my sights. So I think in the right hands, a Sidewinder can really go a long way. You know, I'm pretty sure that in a lot of circumstances, if you can get behind a Cobra or you can get behind an Eagle, and they don't simply outrun you, then I think you can take them down in a Sidewinder. But you know, in a head-to-head situation, they just have more firepower. But the maneuverability of the Sidewinder is just something that you really can't ignore. There, while I was looking for my target, I actually missed that he was on the left side, and but I eventually got him. But that was a long time for a single kill. That was kind of annoying.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Destroyed.
Kills like that, it really makes me appreciate Class 2 lasers. It took a long time to kind of take that guy down.
Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Warning, under attack.
I think I've said in a previous video about you know, being spatially aware, and you've also got to pay attention to your warning sirens in the cockpit. Just listen closely.
Target shields offline.
Okay, you can see the big ship right there. It must be the next kill. Sorry, I thought it was that kill. But I think it's here where I'm maneuvering, and I had like a sense that I was really close to the ship, and then the sirens in the cockpit started, you know, going off. Kind of a collision warning, and you've really got to pay attention to those. Here, just kind of trying to follow this guy around, you know, he's very, very maneuverable and very good AI. He's quite an opponent, really. There you go, you hear that? That was right next to the big ship. Another nice pulse laser malfunction there, right when I didn't need it. And there's another human player on the scanner right now, if you can see him.
Target shields offline.
And here I just have the one laser. My other one has decided to go on vacation. And now I'm head to head. Lost 2/3 of my shields. And now I'm out of energy. But just managed to take that guy down. My shields weren't down there, but they were on their very, very, very limit. And I probably should have waited a lot longer before I attacked this guy. Because my shields were not in any way recovered. They're just starting to come back on the inside layer with the blue circle around the ship on the right. You can see a blue circle and then two red circles. Those are the shields, my shields, and I now have 2 out of the 3. And now my pulse laser has malfunctioned again. But again, you know, I'm quite lucky. And there, you know, I selected another human player just to have a look at him. And my pulse laser is malfunctioning and starting to fire at him, so... Oh dear. Selected my next target, just moving down under the ship here so I can get a straight line shot at him. And there he is. Fantastic AI here again, you know, he used that ship there and spun around quickly. But at this point I actually have 2 different AI firing at me. And I think it's because of my malfunctioning laser. I think he probably, well, I'm calling my laser a he, yeah, you can see what's going to happen here, right? Trying to get around the ship, trying to use it as a shield, but no way. And I'm dead. So I mean, all it took was the interest of more than one Sidewinder, and however good a pilot you think you are, it's still pretty damn easy to die. So I repurchased the old loadout with the 2 gimbals again. And end the night with 214 kills and 82,577 credits. Save the game. This is about the time I wanted to end anyway, so whatever. Up to 11 human kills now, which I'm quite pleased with. And time played 322 minutes. Just a quick reminder again, you can catch me on Twitter, on Twitch live now, and on YouTube edited. Thanks, bye.